Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Anne, I am co-founder and co-owner of the Sussex Handmade Soap Company. Today's soap is a mica coloured, sunny, happy soap. It's turning from spring into what's starting to feel like the beginning of summer, so we wanted something that represented that and something that sort of was a little bit cheery. We're topping it with calendula flowers, and I've tried to go for a kind of swirly design throughout. Now this is a soap that the making process seemed really easy, if I'm being honest. I thought it was all going fantastic. I was really happy with how it was going. But the actual finished bar of soap, I'm not 100% sure if I like it or not. And we often find that soaps that we make that are appearing to not go well end up coming out really nicely. And sometimes the soaps that seem to be working fantastically, everything seems to be going right. Sometimes you can turn them out, cut them, and you just don't like them for whatever reason. I say I'm still not sure about this one, whether I like it or not, so I'll let you guys be the judge. Let's move swiftly on. Make that soap. So today we're going to begin by tipping our cooled lye water into our melted oils. Always feels a little bit like Groundhog Day when I'm doing this bit, because I start all my videos like this. Pretty much because this is the way to start by making soap. Right, we've got those in there now, and we're going to bring it to a light trace, or probably just before a light trace. We'll get to just past emulsion, and then we're going to split it down into 4 different jugs. Splitting into 4 jugs, and in this first one, whoops, gone a little bit over there, I want 40% of our batter. That's just over 40%, so I'm going to take a little out and pop it back in the pan. And we're going to have 20%, so an equal split in these last 3 jugs here. And now we need to set about colouring them. And these 3 are going to be coloured in a nice shade of orange. This one's called Clementine Pop from Resonate. This one here is Fiery Fusion, also from Resonate. And this little one here is Amalfi Lemon, again from Resonate. I get all my micas from Resonate, so it's no surprise that they're all from Resonate. And I'm going to start by adding just a small amount, roughly a 1/4 teaspoon, into each one. And now I'm just going to use a spatula just to stir them all in. And I'm hoping that this is going to give enough of a colour. I want them to be fairly bright. I'm going for a bright, sunny, happy soap. Something to take my mind off of everything that's been going on for these last few weeks. And in case you're watching this years down the line, I am filming this on the 20th of March 2020. We are in the midst of the apocalypse by the sound of it. Everyone's at home, no one's going anywhere, all of our events have been cancelled, so the only way we're selling soap at the minute is online, which isn't great, because the majority of our income comes from selling at events. We now have an empty diary right into June, and I expect that it's going to get worse than that, and that diary is going to become emptier and emptier as time goes on. So yeah, we're going for sunny, bright, happy colours. Something to add in a little bit of cheer. On the plus side, I'm not going to run out of soap. That's the one thing I don't have to be concerned about. The only annoying thing is that in this country you have to have soap certified before you can sell it or even give it away, and it's such a shame because we've got so many bars of batches that we've been doing for fun and things that we've been testing, and it'd be so nice to be able to give some of them away to people that need them. But if we do and anything went wrong, God forbid, we would completely invalidate our insurance, and that would not be cool. Right, so there we have my 3 bright, sunny, happy colours. Pleased with how they're looking, and now what I'm going to do is put them to one side. And I'm going to pull in the jug with 40% of it. And I have got some titanium dioxide here, which I have mixed with a little bit of those liquid oils. So we'll get that in there. And I'm probably going to give this one a little whiz with the stick blender, just to make sure it is properly dispersed. Holy moly, I just splashed soap across the table. How did that happen? Oh my goodness. I thought I was being nice and clean today and keeping everything nice, but that has just gone flying across my table. Right, yeah, let's whisk this in, and I'm sure you'll see it change in colour from this sort of creamy colour that we've got now. Hopefully it will go a nice bright white colour, which will contrast really well with these other colours that I've got here. So I've whisked that up as much as I dare to, because I want the batters to stay thin for this design. And now we're going to move on to the mould. And we are using a standard 8-inch long loaf mould for this design. And I'm actually going to slide this board to the side, because in this design we want the mould to be propped up approximately 1 inch high. And this chopping board just happens to be the perfect height. So we're going to prop our mould like this, and then we're going to pull back in our colours. We're going to start with the yellow one today, I think. And we're going to pour our white, just a little bit of it, here. And I'm just going to take it and pour it down the side of the mould, back and forth. Right, now that jug's nearly empty, we are going to go back and we're going to grab our white again. We're going to pour a little more white into the jug, and then we're going to move on to the orange. I'm going to pour about half the orange in now. Then we're going to go back to the pot, back to the mould even, and continue just going up and down. It's very satisfying watching these colours sort of bleeding into each other a little. Right. And I think you're probably getting the gist by now of what we're doing. Back to the white. The remainder of the orange can go in now. Just again, keeping a steady hand and going slowly back and forth. And then lastly, we're going to tip all the remaining white into here and top it up with all of this lovely bright pink colour. This is called Fiery Fusion, like I say. It's meant to be kind of a red, but it's difficult to get a true red with mica powders, so this is more of a pinky red, but I like it. I think it kind of goes. And then back for the final pour with the last colour. Back and forth. Woo! And I think now is the time to lower this mould down so we don't spill over the edge. Yeah, that pink hasn't swirled in as well as the other two did. I can only say that is probably because the batter has got thicker by the time I've got to that final layer. Just gonna put it back and forth just to try and incorporate that pink a little more, because it hasn't swirled as much as I wanted it to. in the pots. The other two colours, the orange and the yellow, I was really pleased with them, but this one I'm just going to coax it a little bit and tell it that it does want to swirl. Cool beans, that is done. We'll let it set up for a few minutes, then I shall come back and I shall texture the top of this one, and then we'll be done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm waiting for it to set up, and I've just sat here tidying up a few bits and pieces, and what did I see? All my essential oils, carefully sitting here, ready to be added to the batter. Whoops. Big whoops. This was a lovely, sunny, happy blend of clementine, distilled lemon and cedarwood atlas to give my sunny, happy bar a sunny, happy fragrance. That's not going to happen. I can't get this in there. Holy moly, what an idiot. It smells so good, and it's such a shame that it's not in there where it should be. So it's been about 10-15 minutes or so now, just enough time for me to get the tidying up, or the majority of the tidying up done, which is always good. This seems to have firmed up a little bit now. If I sort of shake it about, there's no real wobble, which is what we're looking for to be able to texture the top. And for today's textured top, I'm just going to be using a normal teaspoon and starting at one end and just pulling it into a peak. And I'm just going to work my way down the soap doing this. And if you've watched our other videos or some of our other videos, you'll see that this is a technique that I use to texture quite a few of my tops. Mainly because it is just an effect that I really, really like. I think it makes the soap look really pretty when it's done. And it's easy as well, so easy and effective. You can't complain at easy and effective, can you? I'm still so bummed that I've left out those essential oils. I know it's easy to go, yeah, it's fine, but in reality, it's not great because it's not how I wanted the soap to be. And what makes it doubly annoying is that as I was making this soap, I was like, yeah, everything's going right. It's working, it's doing what it's meant to do, because that doesn't always happen. There's a few videos that I've done that haven't actually ended up being posted just because either something's gone wrong whilst it's been being made, or I've cut it and gone, oh no, that's not quite how it was meant to be. But this one, everything was going fine. It was going good, and I was like, this soap's going to be amazing. It's going to look great, it's going to smell great. But yeah, not so much anymore. But there we go, that is the top textured now. And now to finish it off, I have mixed some of that clementine orange mica with a little bit of olive oil, and I've got a pipette here, and I am going to take some of that up in the pipette, and I'm just going to use it for a little drizzle over the top. That should do it. And for the final touch, I'm going to take some dried calendula flowers here, and I'm going to place them just across the top. So here is today's sunny orange, pink and yellow soap. Not scented with clementine, lemon and cedarwood atlas because somebody forgot. And tell me, how good would that have been if it smelt with those beautiful citrus smells? That would have made it even better. Naughty me, silly me, bad brain. But hey, I'm happy with how it's looking anyway. And you guys can't smell through the PC or the computer or the phone or whatever you're using, so I could have just told you it smelled like orange. In fact, why don't I do that? Yeah, I put in the essential oils, you just didn't see me do it. Oh, a lovely smell of orange and lemon wafting up to me. I'm lying. Right, we'll be back in a couple of days to cut this and see how it's looking. And until then, have fun. Isolate yourself if you want to isolate yourself. Isolate yourself even if you don't want to isolate yourself. I'll be staying in, watching, reruns of classic EastEnders and the like. And I'll see you in a couple of days for the cutting. Welcome back, and the first thing you're probably going to say is, why is that bar half cut? And the reason for that is it's been down the pub drinking all afternoon. I'm sorry, that's a really ridiculous thing to say. Of course it hasn't been down the pub drinking all afternoon. The pubs are shut.
None of us have.
That's why we're here, going slightly mad. The actual reason, of course, is I cut it a couple of days ago and it was far too soft for cutting, so I stopped before I wrecked the whole bar, and as a result we've got about six of the bars left here. And we are going to turn it onto its side for cutting so that we do not drag those calendula flowers down through the soap. I've already marked it out and I'm hoping that now it's had a couple more days it's going to be a lot firmer and a lot better. So let's start cutting and hope that this time it turns out okay. So it's all cut now. It was a lot firmer and a lot better on the inside. And the design we have ended up with is there. And it is entirely not what I was expecting. It's not what I was envisaging. It's just sort of done its own thing. I've got lots of sort of white blobs there. We have got a bit of a swirly bit down here, which has worked. And on the whole, I'm really out on this one. I can't work out if I really like it or I really don't. My daughter described the design as a bubbly mountain, which I quite like. I think she's thinking of like volcanoes and lava and things like that. Wayne described it as something, I don't know, you said something insulting about it, I think, but I can't remember exactly what you said. I don't think Wayne was too keen. I'm completely out on it. I can't work out if I really like it or if I really don't. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you not? I'm going to have a go with these colours again. I like the colours together. I like the yellow, the orange and the pink. So we'll do something else with those colours. But yeah, the calendula flowers on top look pretty. And that's the inside. It's very unusual. Not what I was expecting at all. And yeah, jury's still out on whether it's a yes or a no from me. So there are the finished bars. And as I said earlier, I'm not entirely sure that I'm especially keen on this design. I think it definitely needs some more work. I'm happy with the colour scheme. The colour scheme is good. But the actual design, I'm not sure about. So we'll do another soap with this same colour scheme, but we will change up the design and try and get something that I am more positive about. Thank you for watching today. Give us a like, give us a subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, just keep scrolling on, people. Keep scrolling on. Our website is here if you would care to check out the soaps we sell. We have a discount code here. That is all for today. Have a lovely day, everybody, and we will see you next Friday.
Bye.